What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Newage Michael, their version of a Legend Scale Omega Supreme. And I just did the unboxing for this, and I was pretty impressed out of the box, but one thing I wasn't impressed with was the neck. I thought, hey, it doesn't have neck articulation. That's kind of a disappointing. But it actually does, so there's a little thing you have to do when you get it right out of the box. All right, there is the head close up, and it really does look good. But first thing you want to do is kind of hold down here on this panel and then get a thumb on the front and lift up on the chin and get that up, popped up like that. Then you can kind of straighten it out. And now he has his neck. And you can see all of the silver or gray is painted. The silver here on the face mask is painted. You got the metallic blue eyes and then the painted orange for the face. You have the red plastic here. You want to rotate to the back, lift this up, and now you have the full look there for the head. Now there is a hidden feature which a lot of people are probably going to miss, and that's that this little canopy can't open. It's just very hard to get to. I can see a hinge here. So I recommend using a spudger to get in on the side. Then you can pop open and you can see that gorgeous face sculpt underneath. Very cool that they gave you that capability. And there he is, ready for action. Let's put the G1 image there so you can take a look. They really nailed the look of this guy. Just absolutely gorgeous. I remember seeing video and pictures of this guy. It just doesn't look quite like I imagined, but in person, I have to say, it just looks amazing. As far as paint, I mentioned the head is fully painted. The gray here, the yellow in the middle of the chest, the gray here, the gray on the thighs, on the arms. Yeah, and then I believe these legs are also painted and the feet. Coming to the back, you have yellow paint here, and then this part is painted in gray. There's quite a bit of paint. I was really surprised. You do get some really nice articulation. Now that we have the head set up, you get down to there, way up to there, and you get rotate all the way around. It is on a rotating swivel, so no side to side. Shoulders will go up to there on a ratchet joint. Rotate all the way around on a friction joint. And you can move this independently. So the shoulder pad can actually move on its own. So if you move that up and out of the way, you can get the arm all the way up to there. So that's nice. You have rotation here at the bicep. Everything is toleranced, just like most Newage figures, everything's toleranced beautifully. Double jointed elbow gets the full bending, nice die cast joint there that gets exposed when you open the double joint. Again, beautifully done by Newage. For the claw hand, you have a ratchet, a single ratchet click, and mainly meant for the rocket mode so that it'll hold up. These will bend inwards, but if you don't want to use that, you can. These will bend on a friction joint in and out. So to me, that's just very, very well done. But you can get kind of whatever pose you want of the claw. This one obviously doesn't articulate or anything. These also don't light up. They're just regular, arms. Coming down to the waist, you have a rotation here. Rotates all the way around. Ab crunch, crazy ab crunch, gets you all the way down to there. So that's really smart. I wish MPs would do stuff like that. Anyway, coming down the legs, you have a drop down hip joint. So it drops down to there. That allows you to get the leg all the way up to there because of that joint. If you go around the waist here, you can get even higher. You can get, if you keep that down, you can get it all the way back to there. It's a really smart joint. I haven't seen a lot of that on Omega Supremes before. Out to the side on a ratchet. By the way, this is one of the first Newage figures to have this many ratchets. It's got a ratchet on the shoulder, ratchet on the hip, forward and backward movement, and on the knee. Double jointed knee here and here gets you the full rotation. Rotation at the thigh around the universal. Ankle tilt, basically all the way. Toe tilt up. You've got rubber pads on the toes right here, 1, 2, 3 on both sides. That helps with posing, so you kind of will grip a slippery surface. I don't have a slippery surface here. This is kind of like a cloth cover, but it really works. Now, as far as accessories, there isn't really anything for this guy. He does come with a third-party screwdriver and a screw. This is really just to remove the battery cover for the tank, which I'll show you a little bit later. It's a little bit of a spoiler alert. But it does have a gimmick, so this is pretty cool. You open these up, and you've got beautifully painted metallic red and gunmetal missiles here on the chest. I just thought that was so cool. They didn't even need to do that because that's not part of the transformation. So it's just an extra thing they worked in. But really brilliant. And for size comparison, there it is next to the Newage David, their Optimus Prime, and their Skyfire. And he scales perfectly with these guys. These are the only two other Newage figures I have, is their Skyfire and Optimus, just for comparisons. But there you go. All right, now let's get Michael transformed into his alt mode. It's a relatively simple and fun transformation, but there's a couple things to watch out for. So come to the back here. We're going to open up this backpack piece. It's just tabbed in. There's three pegs that are pegging into here. Then you can pull these out. They're pegged in on the back, so just kind of wiggle them until they come out. And I dropped it, but there's two pegs, one here and one here. They're pegging in there. Same on this side. Wiggle that out. And then set those aside for now. You can put this back down, and actually you can peg that back in. Come to the front, we're going to slide these forward so you can kind of get a finger right here. And what you're doing is sliding this yellow piece forward up to there, or as far as it'll go. Then you're going to lift up on that yellow piece so it just sits up and open. Same with this one, we're going to slide the yellow piece forward and then lift up. And like I mentioned, you don't need those, gun pieces, so they just work that in for the gimmick, which I think is just such a cool thing. Go ahead and rotate the head, push down on the cannon, and then you can push this head down. Open up this panel here. It's just tabbed in right here into the back. And that'll allow you to take the entire arm assembly and pull this out. You can kind of push down here, lift it up and out. Here's what it looks like. We're going to rotate here at the shoulders, so they're both facing down. So you have it looking like this. This is going to collapse in on both sides. We're going to take this, fold this around, and it's going to come down and peg in on both sides. Same on this one. Bring this around and then peg in on both sides. Straighten out the arms so they're straight out like this. Fold these flat. We're going to open up this door. That'll allow you to take this, unpeg it from here. It's pegged in right here. See, there's a square peg and a hole. Accordion that down, combiner wars, as Bobby calls it, and then compress this in. There's two little tabs, and I'll show you again on this side. So open up the door right here, unpeg it, combiner wars it down. By the way, there is a ramp here, which you can look at later. And then there's two tabs right here, so get those tabs pegged in. And there's your rocket. You can flatten these arms out. Make sure they click on that ratchet. So you can set that aside now. And now we'll work on the main body. So to release the tank, you're going to open up this panel here and here. And that'll allow you to take the tank and unpeg it from here. There's a little peg right here that kind of holds it, so just unpeg it from there. Set that aside for now. Take these panels, fold them all the way in. They do tab in here. And take these, you can fold those back down. There is an articulation here. I'm not really sure what it's for. It doesn't play a role in anything, so I don't know why they put that pin there. It doesn't hurt anything, but I'm just not sure. Anyway, continuing on, we're going to take the legs and we're going to remove this panel right here. It's just pegged in on two square pegs. Same on this one. Remove this square peg. Close down these side wings and just set those aside for now. Now we'll take care of these legs. So open up this side, it's just pegged in right here. This was a little bit scary because I thought I broke it, but that's how it is. There's a little ball peg, fits into the side, and that's how you know which side, these are side specific. So that ball peg with the screw in the middle goes into here, on like that. So same on this side, fold this down, unpeg this from here, and again, that ball peg. Fold these up, come to the sides here, and you want to open up these little things. You might need a spudger for this part because it can be hard to get in there, but you want to fold down those pegs on both sides. So it should look like that. We can set that down for now. So we'll work on this now. So we're going to open up these legs. We're going to rotate here. And you just get those flattened down. Come to this side, you have to fold in this little peg. Otherwise it won't sit flat. Make sure you do that. And we're going to open up this. And there's another place. You could use a spudger, but you can use your nail to kind of push down on this. Rotate that out. Same on here. Rotate this, flatten it out. And here's our one side kind of ready. So we're going to take this, and there's a little slot right there. That's going to tab in to one side. All right. So that's one side. Let's do this one. I'll go a little bit faster on this one. Open these up, rotate these around. Make sure to flip in your tab. Fold out these end pieces. And make sure this is flat. You should have a nice flat surface here. And then plug this into here. All right, we're getting there. It's looking good already. So now we're going to take the tracks, open these up. They kind of flay out like this. It's kind of a smart design. Peg right here goes into that hole, so make sure that makes its way in. And take that back out on the way back. And this is going to just peg in right here. Just a T-peg. Same on this one. We'll go a little faster since we just did it. And peg that in like that. And now we'll take care of the tank. So for the tank, we're going to take this. That's going to accordion back like that. We're going to open up these pieces here. So this is basically pegged in right here, the red piece. Fold those red pieces in. And you can see there's a faux head. I think that's really smart because it makes the tank look better. Some people may not like that. I personally think it's a great idea to have a faux tank head. Basically the head is going to hide away. So let's work on that. So we're going to take this panel, make sure this is perfectly straight because we're going to rotate this around. We're going to take this panel, that's going to fold up like that. And then this is going to fold up and into here. So you should end up like that. Next we're going to take these tank treads and we're going to open up this, so unpeg it from here. So there's a peg right there that's slid into here. So make sure you remove that peg. Open this up all the way and then peg it into the other side. Right there. You're going to close down this panel and it's going to tab into the side here. So tab it in right here. And then this one, you're going to flip this around. I did that really quickly. And there's another tab right here. It's going to tab into the side. Bring that down. All right, so I'll show you one more time on this side. Unpeg this from the side. Bring this down, tab it into the bottom. Open this up, open that up, flip this around, tab this into here, and then tab this. And make sure the yellow part is up. That's where the tab is. Bring this down. This is going to rotate around. There's 2 slots and 2 tabs. Get that tabbed in. Rotate this around. We're going to open this up, fold out your turret, close that back down. If you close this down all the way, it does make the turret become straight. So if you want it to be not straight, you want it up a little bit, you got to leave this open just a touch. All right, go ahead and set that down for now. We're going to take these, and they have a little peg right there. That's just going to sit right there and make the ramps here, whatever you want to call them. And lastly, you're going to take this rocket, you're just going to set it right here. And there's Michael in the alt mode. Just so nostalgic, really well done. It looks great. It is a mirror image on both sides. The tank looks pretty good. It's got some paint, orange paint here, gray, red on the front. It does rotate. You can raise up these, and actually I forgot one little thing is you want to pull out these little cannons. You can have them in too, but I'm going to pull those out. Very, very nicely done. It does have wheels down here, and actually I forgot to mention you do want to fold these wheels out. Otherwise, you won't have wheels to roll on. So I did forget to mention that. But you do want to fold this. So get a little nail right in here, or use a spudger. You're going to fold down those little pegs. What those are for is to keep it on the track. Now, right here is where you're going to remove the screw. And I'd recommend, again, having a spudger or something handy just to pop this panel out. And here's the battery. I've already put it in, but this is an A27 battery. It's not really readily available. I have seen it in some hardware stores, but I did buy it online. I only needed one, and I had a pack of 5, so now I've got some extra. But go ahead and put this back in, and then reinsert your screw. And now that we have that, the purpose of these pegs is to hold it on the track. So get that inserted in the track and make sure it's made its way in. Right here on the front of the tank is the button. So we're going to let this go around. And there's your nostalgia release. I mean, that is just so cool. Now, of course, if you don't like this, you don't need to use this feature. But I just find it very cool that they actually even worked it in to allow it to do this. All right, and one last feature here in the alt mode is you can take the rocket here, and if you open this up, unpeg it, you can pull down on the door that we closed earlier. Close that up, and I'll just put it here so you can see. You can flip down this panel. So here's the minifigures from MP57. And they can be boarding the shuttle. Now they're probably too big for this scale, but I just thought that's a cool little thing you can do. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the Newage Optimus Prime trailer and the Newage Skyfire. And yeah, it fits in nicely. You could probably have him, at the station or whatever. I don't know. So final recommendations on the Newage Michael. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. I'm going to strongly recommend it. This is an absolute knockout figure from Newage. I was really struggling to think of, any issue or complaint I have with this figure. There's not really much. The alt mode is really perfect. It looks just like what I'd expect it to, and it works. I like the little tank gimmick that he can drive around the tank, the tracks. Now, the only thing I could think of was the battery. Is kind of one of those weird batteries that you have to buy on Amazon and hard to find, and then you end up with like 4 batteries that you don't need. So that's a little minor complaint, but if you don't even need the thing to drive around, then you don't even need the batteries, right? So it's just kind of if you want it. But that's it. That's really the only complaint I can think of. The articulation is amazing. The look of it is amazing. The transformation is fun and enjoyable. The alt mode works. Yeah, it really is an amazing release by Newage. This is one of those figures that makes you question why you're collecting Masterpiece. Because if Legend Scale can do stuff like this, why are we paying and taking up the space of Masterpiece? And I have answers for that for myself, why I still collect Masterpiece. But this is one of those figures, right? It makes you think about that. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.